if you're trying to watch BBC iPlayer with a VPN and it's not working, you may be running into an error that looks like this. BBC iPlayer only works in the UK. Sorry, it's due to rights issues. What's happened is BBC iPlayer has managed to identify the IP address your VPN has given you and has blocked it. Now, there's a number of fixes you can try to resolve this. I'm going to run you through them. Try them in order. If one doesn't work, move on to the next until you can watch BBC iPlayer with a VPN again. Let's get into it. So, the very first thing you should do is try and identify whether it's your device that's causing issues or the VPN itself. The best way to do this is to download and install your VPN on a different device. Let's use a phone, for example, and see if it works. If it does, then you know it's the original device that is having issues, not the VPN. If it doesn't work on the phone or your original device, it's time to contact your VPN's live chat service. So for this example, I'm going to use Windscribe. Windscribe is a VPN. This might not be the VPN you're using, but the process is pretty much the same. If Windscribe wasn't working with BBC iPlayer, I would go onto a browser and I would search Windscribe live chat or Windscribe support, something like that, and contact support. Now down here, a chat support icon's going to pop up. I would go on here and talk to, it probably starts off as a robot. I'd maybe try and work out if I can talk to a real person, and I would ask them, do you have a server that works with BBC iPlayer? Do you know that your VPN's not working with BBC iPlayer? What should I do? If they can't point you in the right direction or point you to a server, you know that the VPN is having issues and it's time to take the matter into your own hands and try and fix it yourself. So, if you've managed to identify that the VPN you're using is the problem, the first thing you should do is delete cookies. Now, to be honest with you, this is probably not going to fix the issue, but what it does is it gets rid of anything that could potentially interfere with the VPN. Cookies sometimes interfere with VPNs, and getting rid of them just creates a clean slate. It means you're getting rid of everything that could cause any issues. So on Safari, I would go into Settings, Manage Website Data, and delete all of this. Remove all. Once I've done that, I now have a clean slate. There we go. And I know that there's nothing that's going to be interfering with the VPN on my device. You might not be on Safari. The process is pretty much the same on all other browsers. Once I've done that, what I always like to do is change the server I'm connected to. This is the wrong window. This is the right window. As I say, I'm using Windscribe. Here you can see this is the IP address that I've been given. And if it's not working with BBC iPlayer, BBC has probably managed to identify it as a VPN IP address and block it. Now keep an eye on this and see what happens when I change to a different server. I'm on London Custard. I'll change to London Crumpets. Notice how the IP address has changed. If this IP address hasn't been identified by the BBC and it hasn't been blocked, then hopefully I'll be able to use BBC iPlayer with Windscribe again. If that doesn't work, I'll be honest with you, it's not looking good. What you could do is the good old-fashioned turn it off, turn it on again, uninstall your VPN and reinstall it. That way you'll get the latest version with any fixes that the VPN provider may have released. Other than that, there's one last thing you can try, and that's changing to a different protocol. Now, without getting too technical, a VPN protocol is basically the way the VPN reroutes your data through its servers. As you can see here, Windscribe has multiple different protocols I can pick. What may have happened is BBC iPlayer may just not be compatible with the protocol you're using. Change between them if your VPN supports it and see if that fixes the problem. If you've made it this far, it's not looking like your VPN is currently compatible with BBC iPlayer, and there's two things you can do. You can wait for your VPN to fix the problem, but there's no telling how long that would take. It could either take a day, a week, a month, a year. They may not even fix it. You don't know. Or you could upgrade to a VPN that works reliably with BBC iPlayer. Now, I'm in New Zealand and I watch BBC iPlayer daily, and the VPN I use is ExpressVPN. I think this is the best VPN on the market for multiple reasons. It works with almost any streaming service I can think of. It's extremely reliable, it's easy to use, it's available on almost any device, and most importantly, I've never had an issue with it when watching BBC iPlayer outside of the UK. You can see it's got multiple UK servers, it's incredibly fast, it's just a really nice, easy to use VPN. If for some reason you don't like the looks of ExpressVPN, I also recommend NordVPN, and we have deals with both of these VPNs in the description below. If you click on our link, you can get 3 months for free on a 12-month subscription with ExpressVPN, and for NordVPN, you can get an extra 3 months on your subscription as well. So that's pretty much how you're going to fix BBC iPlayer not working with your VPN. If you've gone through all those steps, it just seems like your VPN isn't good enough to keep one step ahead of BBC iPlayer's VPN blocks. I've included a link to an article for a more in-depth explanation and guide. Click on that if you want, if you want to read it instead of watch it. Other than that, if BBC iPlayer isn't working with your VPN and you've gone through all those steps, it's probably time you upgrade to a better VPN, and Express is the best on the market.